is I mix this for 3 minutes. 3 minutes is up. So I'm going to go ahead and take this batter out. And we're no longer going to use the mixer. So at this point, I'm going to take this alongside here, and hopefully you can see in the mirror what we're doing here. Is I'm going to be adding enough flour. Now the recipe calls for 4 to 4.5 cups. Now I already added 2, so you guys need to do the math in your head. So if I've already added 2 and it says 4 to 4.5, then that means that you need to add 2 more cups, and that half cup you may or may not need that. So we're going to go ahead and stir in another cup. So guys, remember, 2 cups. I'm not going to be here to show you that. And I'm going to add in that cup, get it mixed in pretty well. And you do need to use a spoon for this. Now already, it's a pretty thick batter right now. Already turning into a dough. So I'm going to be cautious. I'm not going to add it all at once. I'm going to add about half of it. And again, I need to mix that in. And so that's really only 3.5 cups. And it's already looking to where I'm about ready to knead the dough. So I'm going to mix in a little bit more. So actually, just so you know how much I've used about 3 3/4 cup. And at this point, I'm going to start kneading it rather than keep mixing like that. So again, dust your countertop. I'm just going to tell you that I've already seen some kids that put like a half a cup on here after I was telling them not to do that. So guys, watch that. You just need a thin layer. And then the consistency of your dough will determine how much more you add. If it's really sticky, you're going to add a lot more. If it's not very sticky, then you don't need to add as much. So transfer all the ingredients from your mixing bowl the best you can. Okay, you might want to put a little flour on your hands, and at this point, hey, you might want to film down here now.
Oh, that's right.
You're going to go ahead and start kneading. If it's sticky, then keep adding more flour. Like it's stuck a little bit to my hand, the palms of my hands here, but not too much. So I don't need to add a ton more. Like I'm not going to take that whole cup and pour it in there. I'm just going to be very cautious about how much I add. And remember, a sticky dough is a happy dough. And also you can mop up. If you have flour on your counter, use that, kind of mop up what you have out on the counter already. And so you're going to look at the clock. I need everybody to be looking at the clock because like I said, you guys aren't very good about figuring time. So look at the clock, and then from there you need to go 5 to 7 minutes. If it's sticky, add more. If it's not, so I didn't even use 4 cups. Now the recipe says 4 to 4.5. So here, again, I just want to caution you, you guys are really the judges of how much flour you're going to use. And so you really need to be paying attention, not just dropping in 4.5 cups. Because I can tell you, if you do that, it's going to be too much. Just from what I'm doing right now, that is going to be way too much. So I'm going to knead for 3 minutes, and I'll get right back with you.